Hey guys, I'm super excited to have an investor and a friend, Noah Gilliam, on this call. Noah has been using REsimpli for a while. I wanted to have him on the call, just share his experience, how long he's been using for, what kind of investing does he do, and what are the things that he's gotten, the value that he's gotten from REsimpli. So Noah, let's find out a little bit about yourself, kind of where you live, what market you invest in, and what kind of investing do you do?
Awesome. Yeah. First of all, thanks, Sharad, for having me on here. Love the software. So yeah, a little bit about myself. We are, my partner and I, we are indie-based investors. So we're in Indianapolis, Indiana. We have our main market here, but we also have another market in Dallas, another market in Philadelphia. So we kind of have those two offshoots. We have people on the ground there, but our main market here is in Indianapolis. That's where our team is, where we run our most deals. And a little bit about ourselves. So we started off the wholesale route. So when we first started with REsimpli, we were only doing wholesale. From then, that's been about 3 years now. So from then we've pivoted to, we have rental properties. We do a lot of fix and flips. We do wholesale stuff. We do wholesale. So we kind of run the whole gamut of everything within the real estate investor space. I would say our bread and butter is still going to be on the wholesale side of things. We are pivoting to the fix and flips as more of our bread and butter. But at the end of the day, we use a lot of this stuff for the wholesale side of the business.
On the wholesale side, you guys are mostly assigning or double closing, or a little bit of both?
We do a little bit of both. I would say the majority of what we do is going to be double close. We have some assignments here, but I would say that's going to be more like an 80-20 split between the two, double close to assignment.
And just to give us a little bit of background, like how big is your team right now? You're in 3 different markets. So how big is your team?
Right. So we've got 7 people in the Indianapolis market, and then we've got 1 on the ground in Dallas and 1 on the ground in Philadelphia. So we've got 9-ish people. Then we've got some overseas VAs and stuff like that, and people who do work for us, but US based is around 9-10 people.
And before you guys signed up for REsimpli, like what were some of the reservations or hesitation that you had? You guys have been using REsimpli for a long time now. You could like kind of one of the first bigger companies to transition to REsimpli. So I'm just curious, kind of what were some of the reservations that you had?
Yeah. When we first made the switch, I think for a lot of investors, making the switch from one CRM to another, the whole data migration piece is always a big headache, a big concern of how's this going to go? Are things going to get messed up? Or are we going to lose leads? Are things going to fall in the cracks? What's that going to look like? And it was honestly a very smooth transition for us. You guys on your team made it very, very helpful and very easy for us. You guys were step by step with us along the way when we did that migration. So it was super easy. I would say that was our biggest reservation because we had been through 3 different CRMs, went back to the first CRM we were in, and then we made the jump to REsimpli. So we went through 4 programs, finally made the switch here, and we were concerned with the migration part. There were bits and pieces of all the other CRMs that we liked, but REsimpli put it all together for us. Whether that be drip sequences, being able to call and text out, being able to have a really task-oriented system, be able to utilize tasks very easily. All the stuff we used before, it all kind of had pieces of it, but REsimpli was the first program we used that put everything in one house, very easy for us to use, which was a huge thing.
And eventually you guys jumped from Podio, right? Podio is what you were using when you switched from to REsimpli.
Yeah, we went from Podio to InvestorFuse to InvestorFuse 2.0 back to Podio, and then we came over to REsimpli.
Awesome. Cool, man. And so what were some of the biggest challenges that you were looking to solve before you guys switched to REsimpli?
I think one of the big things that we wanted to solve was having calls recorded. So previously we had used CallRail, stuff would come through CallRail, but we would have to call out on our cell phone. So there is no good way to track the team on, sure, there's a note that says so-and-so called somebody, but there's no data to prove it. So one of the big things that we wanted was call recordings, calling through the system, and being able to use those for training. So we now have all of that. So all of our calls are recorded. We can listen to them. We can do live training after a call, be like, hey, what went well on this call? What do we need to fix? How can we improve? Those kind of things. So that was one of the big things for us of like, we can really elevate and boost our team just through that one feature because we have all of that data now and we can train off that data and really help our guys out.
And what's the key value points that you've gotten from REsimpli as you've been using? You went from 1.0 in REsimpli to 2.0 now. What are some of the like 2 or 3 value points you feel
Absolutely. So one, the call recording thing is a big thing, but I love the task system. The task system makes having a team, so our 9-10 people, it makes managing that team really easy. So there is a very robust task system. We have global tasks, we have automated global tasks, we have each individual user has their own task list. And from a manager standpoint and a business owner standpoint, it makes it very easy for me to go in there, click around and be like, okay, I know my acquisitions guys, they're covering this, and this today. I know my transactions team is covering this and this and this. As time has progressed within REsimpli, I think that it started off with a good task system, but now it's even better with just being able to track everything, all the KPIs, looking at call-ins, calls outs, as well as texting in and out. All of that is very, very easy to track. So that's been a huge point for us, that it just makes managing a lot easier. We can see what everybody's doing on a day-to-day basis. We can see what they're doing on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. We can see all of our numbers and what are we doing well, what are we not doing well,
Absolutely.
and how are we going to improve it?
Yeah.
And that's been huge. And then I would say the third point that has been really, really helpful for us as well is the drip campaign feature.
Absolutely.
We had drip campaigns in previous CRMs and they were okay, but you guys have really figured out a good way to be able to have a lot of drip campaigns, have them work seamlessly. When someone does reach out, the drip campaigns automatically stop. We get notified that they were reached out. We also, when the campaign is over itself, we get notified as well. So we're able to track, okay, we've had this lead in our system for say a year and a half. It's run through a long-term follow-up. Now we know, okay, we did the long-term follow-up. We didn't even get anything there. What do we do with this lead? So I would say the third big value point for us is the versatility and ease of using the drip campaign feature.
Awesome, man. Yeah, once people start using the drip campaign feature, they don't realize like how simple it is just to put a lead on the follow-up and then just have system do like 95% of follow-up for you.
Right.
Yeah, in our team, we also look at, for us, one goal we made was every lead, if it's not a dead lead for us, should be on some sort of a follow or should have some task assigned to it. And we noticed we were missing some leads, but once we start tracking that, it just made a huge difference in our conversion. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're in the same boat of like with drip campaigns doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So we'll typically touch a lead 5 to 10 times. If we don't get a hold of them, then we throw on the drip campaign. It does the heavy lifting, as well as, like you said, the task system. We can filter out when we're going through searching in the system. We can filter out the leads that don't have a task. And so we can pull all of those up and be like, hey, what's going on with these? Did we drop the ball? Did it fall through the crack? Like, where are we at? So yeah, both of those things have been huge for converting into leads and closing deals.
Yeah, and we're working on putting those things actually on the home dashboard. So you don't even have to filter for it. It's going to be right in front of you. So you can see exactly how many leads you have in your pipeline, not on any task or need drip campaigns. And we're also rolling out tomorrow to go live a leaderboard for everybody on your team. So you can like see without actually going into their page, how many tasks everybody has to you, how many open leads. So it's going to make it like really, really, and have more accountability for everybody on the team. So excited about that. Should be going live tomorrow or this week. Yeah, awesome, man. Anything else? Any other feedback that you would like to share for anybody that's watching this video, listening to it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think another great perk, and just, how good the system is. One thing, so everybody, there's always great parts to a system, and then there are bad parts to a system. And I will say that we have had errors and stuff, but working with your customer service team and working with your developers to get those problems solved has been a breeze. When we have an issue, we can reach out to help, we can reach out to support, and typically the issue is resolved within 12 hours for us.
Right.
So I think you're going to be hard pressed to find a system that has no flaws. Everything has a flaw, but when you have a team behind that can help you work through it, is right there ready to work with you, willing to do whatever they need to do to fix that issue. That's what makes the system so great, is that when we have those issues, it's resolved very, very quickly. And you and your team have done an incredible job of the customer service experience, which I think is, sure, the system does a lot of work for us and it's great when it comes to managing tasks, leads, whatever it may be. But I think you also having that customer service piece on the back end is just a phenomenal piece to the whole program, because you can't have a great system without a great team behind it. And you guys have done a phenomenal job customer service wise when issues do happen. And I think that's a huge plus with what you guys do and the product you guys deliver.
Yeah, we do like weekly calls with our customer support team, and we tell them, people will sign up because, they like the product. Well, they will only stay if they love the customer support, Otherwise they'll switch to another product if we're not able to support, because there's a lot that you can do in REsimpli. But if we're not able to support that from our customer support team, then there's no point of that. People will just not be able to fully utilize the system. So we put a lot of effort in doing that. We rolled out a new help center to make it super, super simple to just quickly search and get help. And then you have live chat, phone, email, and all sort of support available. Cool.
Yeah, and I just an easy analogy of that. From the real estate investor side of me is it's like owning rental properties. You can have great rental properties, you can rehab them great, you can get tenants in there and stuff like that. But if you're missing the maintenance piece and the customer service piece, you're not going to have people renew their leases. It's the same thing with this program. You have a great program, a great system, easy system to use, but also you have a great customer experience, which is why we keep coming back, because everything works as a whole together, and it makes it for one phenomenal cohesive experience from the customer side. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And I forgot to ask you, how many deals do you guys do on average per month, per year?
Yeah, so right now we're kind of getting the Dallas and Philadelphia market up and running. So we haven't done a ton with those stuff. We're getting leads coming in. We're kind of at the beginning phase. In our indie market, we do anywhere from, it depends on the month, everything ebbs and flows, but anywhere from probably 8 to 12 deals a month, I would say consistently. But then right now we also have 5 flips going on as well. So we're really trying to pick up steam on those flips. So hopefully by the end of this year, we will be in the 30 to 35 flips, and then anywhere from 120 to 150 wholesale deals in this year.
That's amazing, man. That's such, and indie of all the markets, such a ultra competitive market.
Yeah, very competitive. But yeah, we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it without the system and being able to funnel our leads through everything. So, I mean, without it, we would not be anywhere close to the numbers we're at.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you, Noah. And congratulations again on being a new guy. Hope you get some sleep.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
So this was a testimonial from one of our very active users. If you would like to learn more on how REsimpli can help you close more deals and make more money in your wholesaling business, check us out at REsimpli.com. And if you're ready to sign up and would like to get 50% off the first month, use the link in the video description or in the pinned comment for this video, and you'll get 50% off the first month. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a great day.